Oh yes, there we go. That's what we came here to see. I'm so happy. Oh, there you go. He's woken up now. Look at that. My biggest amphibian target without a shadow of a doubt. All right, welcome back to a new video. Me and Fung, you can see him lurking in the background, are heading out for a little camping trip. Yes, I know. Not something we do often on the Rupert's Reptiles channel. Actually, I did a camping trip very recently in Peninsula Malaysia, but I don't think I made a video out of that. I don't know, I haven't got round to that point in editing yet. Probably a Patreon exclusive or something like that. Anyway, we're hiking up to the mountain of Fancy Pan at the elevation above 2,200 meters to camp up there and see if we can find some cool snakes, because that's definitely the best habitat. And, you know, it's really cold up here. We're starting at like 1,900. And I've got a very heavy backpack as well as my diffuser slung over my shoulder. But it shouldn't be too bad. I'm in very, very good shape these days. I did that Malaysia camping trip I told you about. It's ridiculously challenging. This will be a walk in the park compared to that. So let's get to it. All right, onwards we go on our hike. We've done a decent percentage of it already, actually. Making pretty good pace. It's very easy to hike when it's cool temperatures like this. I like it a lot. Habitat's absolutely magnificent though around here. Check out the scenery in the background. Bosses. All right, here's our first reptile of our Vietnam trip, and this is really, really cool Gravid senomorphid with an obscenely long tail. It doesn't look like it so much right now because the tail is like curled around, but it is so long compared to its body and it wriggles around like a snake. These are some of my favorite kind of skinks, so I'm actually really, really happy with this. While other people may see a little brown skink, I see an incredibly cute, interesting fossorial reptile, which are not always easy to turn up. These could be obscenely common here. Actually reminds me a lot of Xenomorphus grandisoni, which we found really, really high on mountains in northern Thailand. But it's not that species, it's probably a closely related one. Very cool anyway, and it's got a nice yellow underneath it. But look at that lovely skink here amongst the montane forest. All right, guys, I was just going through this log pile here and I flipped a wolf snake in the daytime. Look at it. It's a little juvenile Heious Chapaensis at the type locality. Chapa wolf snake. We see these obviously in Thailand all the time when we're herping in the north. But this is the first snake we saw in Chapa, and we got something in the daytime, which is freaking awesome. And because it's the middle of the day and he's just blinded and stunned by the fact he was just flipped, he's just chilling in my hand, which has given us an awesome view, which is pretty good. You know, when you go out in the daytime, you don't expect to necessarily find any snakes. And we've only been out for a little bit and we got a skink and a snake. So I'm officially chuffed with today's work. It's pretty crazy for a lot of you Americans probably watching the channel, seeing me on the flipping meta. That's what I'm literally doing, just walking around flipping stuff. But when you're up at this elevation and it's this cool and temperate, it actually does work. It does work. And there's like a lot of cover here and a lot of open ground as well. So things will take to the cover more than they do, say, in a tropical rainforest, because a tropical rainforest has cover everywhere. Whereas here, there's just selective cover and a lot of open patches. So there we go. Snake number one of the trip on the board in the daytime. I'm very, very cool. Oh, the sun's come out. I wasn't necessarily expecting that today, but happy to see it. Anyway, that might increase our chances of encountering some kind of diurnal, since these high elevation diurnals tend to only really be active when it's sunny or there's good UV coming through. I didn't film anything for a minute because we did some pretty uphill hiking towards the end and I was a bit out of breath and just sweaty. But as you guys can see, we've reached the campsite. So it's time to rest for a bit and then start trying to turn up some snakes, man. Not that I haven't been doing that already, but obviously I'm not fully committed to it while I'm carrying like loads of really heavy gear. Can't flip as much, etc. Nice, I just flipped a Xenodon under this freaking thing in the back garden. Wow. Come here, you. Look at that. Just flipped a Xenodon. I'm gonna... Bruh, trying to ID this is enough. I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at here. Let's just go and say... Wait. I want to say macrops, but that eye is not right for macrops. And whatever it is, it's heavily gravid. So I flipped a Xenodon up here. Oh, there you go. He's woken up now. Look at that. This might be the first time ever on my channel we've seen a Xenodon spreading a hood. This is the reason it's called a false cobra, because they spread a hood. This could be Carl Schmidti. I think that one occurs on this mountain. Either way, it's so different from any macrops I've seen elsewhere. Like the eye and head just doesn't look right. But wow, look at it spreading that hood. That's so cool. Like, I was so quiet in the first clip because I was so shocked, you know? And flipping in this area seems to somehow be a very valid method of finding snakes. So we need to employ that more over the next couple days. But damn, this is a cool find. I'll film some more in a bit. Welcome to our humble abode. I actually brought an inflatable mattress, so I'm living kind of luxuriously. The thin mat and the sleeping bag were provided. And I've got two for some reason, so that one's doubling up as a pillow. And I'm just getting my gear ready for tonight. All right, we had a little rest. We're getting out in the late afternoon for a little bit of daytime searching around. Going into some areas where the sun's shining because it is cold up here. Even with the sun out in the middle of the day, it's still only 14 degrees. So we're going to try and turn something up. Obviously, I found that macrops or whatever it is right outside the Acom, like just when I started this walk. And that guy was so cold. Like, he was so cold he could barely move properly, which is saying something. But yeah, it's very temperate here. Very interesting. All right, just turned up the second snake of the walk. It's this Trimmersaurus Gumpre, apparently. Female, which is just chilling in this vegetation near the stream. Still in the daylight, but I think we need some light to give you guys a proper view of this girl. She's already coiled up in ambush, ready to get started for the evening. And we're going to leave her to it. I don't think we're going to disturb her from out of here. She's chilling, and I've seen this species in Thailand. And we'll probably see more of these. If we don't, I may come back later and grab an in-situ photo. But there you go, snake number 2, Trimmersaurus Gumpre. All right, it's time to put our headlamps on now. It's getting a little bit dark here. Too dark to see well with just our eyes, especially when we're looking for difficult to see animals which are trying their best to camouflage themselves in the environment. Okay, well, Jed and I probably... Okay, Barrett's is probably not that camouflage, but some other stuff is, like that green bean. While hiking around this swampy area near the stream, just picked up one of my targets. I saw something moving around in there. I spotted these eggs at the side, and when I saw those eggs, I was like, aha. So I stuck my hand blind in that hole and pulled out this incredible Bombina. It's ridiculous. European toad species, or genus, all the way here in North Vietnam, on the other side of the planet. And look at it, it's so incredibly cool. It's warty all over, like a mossy frog, and look at that ventral. It's so freaking cool, it's unreal how much this thing blends into the mud. Really, really amazing. It was making a sound as well when I saw it inside. It was going, oh, 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 oh. And you can see how those feet are built for digging in the mud. Amazing frog. It's one of my biggest targets here. My biggest amphibian target without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm so incredibly happy to have found it on the first night. I didn't necessarily expect to see it because I know how secretive they are. So I'm really happy with this. All right, so this one, I'd love to photograph it, but as you can see, it's guarding eggs. So I'm gonna put him, I think it's the males that guard the eggs. I'm not 100% sure, could be the females. Gonna put it back in its little hole anyway. Don't wanna take it away from here. And this girl moving around on the forest floor. Look at her. Taking up a defensive position as soon as I get near without even touching. Typical green bean. Disturb them in action, and they're ready to go. I was about to give up for the night, but then a snake showed up. It's in the building where I saw a shed skin earlier, which answers the question of who would be climbing around a building like this. It's Heious Chapaensis. So no target snakes tonight, sadly, but at least we found, 3 species today, which is a marked improvement, and at least 1 good species. So very happy with that. Look at this guy go hunting geckos up there. This Chapaensis is absolutely freaking giant, by the way. Like, it is so unbelievably huge. Probably one of the largest I've ever seen up there. Believe me, that spider is big. But I'm not going to disturb him. I don't really see the need. He's got his head stuffed in a hole there. And he's way up. I'd have to jump up and bring him down with my hook. This is not worth it. We've seen a bunch of these already, and it's a cool in situ. All right, it's the following day. Oh, I almost fell over seconds into the vlog. Anyway. It's the following day, and we're still up here in the mountains. It rained pretty much all morning, so we've got out at midday just when it stopped. In fact, there might still be a little bit of a light drizzle in the air. But we're going to see if we can turn up anything. If it's too cold for things to be out, then we're going to do some flipping, try our luck that way. But hopefully, over the afternoon, some more sun will come out, and there's a chance we can get something out basking. So let's go. Fung just flipped this Hyla and Nectens, Jordan's tree frog, I guess, which is pretty crazy that Hyla is a genus you get in Europe, and it looks so similar, almost identical to the one in Europe. This one's very dark because it was flipped under a log, but it's the real thing. And there you go, up in this, they live up in this kind of highland marsh habitat where it's really open, I guess similar to their European habitats as well. Look at this guy, it's so nice. They're bright neon green when they are not darkened like this. And it started raining, so probably not going to see anything. Well, things aren't looking very good. It's finally stopped raining. We got about like 20 minutes reprieve maybe today until now. And if you look into the valley there, you can see it's quite overcast, but unfortunately it is so cold. This is without a doubt the coldest day so far, and the coldest it will be, probably for the rest of the year until like November, which is saying something. Unfortunately, it was very, very warm about a week or so ago, and my visit just happened to coincide with like an extremely cold spell, which is unfortunate to say the least. But the species we're targeting, Jordan's pit viper, or Barrett's pit viper, this subspecies is known, is one of the most cold-tolerant snakes around. Probably the most cold-tolerant snake in Southeast Asia. I think that's almost without a doubt true. So there's still a chance no matter what. And in about 20 minutes time, 30 minutes time, when it just starts to get a little bit darker, we're going to head out and see if we can find something on our final night camping up here in the mountains. But holy hell, guys, it is so unbelievably cold. It's probably right now 13 degrees, 12 maybe, less. It's hard to say because we don't have an accurate measurement to what it is up here, but it's freaking cold. Like, I'm from Europe, you know, and I really don't mind the cold, but I'm remarking upon the fact that if it's cold enough for me to like feel it and to be like, yeah, this is cold, it's probably too cold for snakes. Yeah, I wish I got it on film, but I just kicked over this log here, or rather kicked it apart, revealed a little snake underneath. Got our third Chapa wolf snake, second which is flipped, this one at night. The ratio of like logs and rocks flipped to reptile underneath here is like on some real temperate climate type shit. And I'm liking it a lot. And look at this guy. He's cute. He's nice. We're off the skunking meta. So there you go. Wow, look at these guys go. That is incredible. Two huge individuals, a massive female and a massive male in amplexus just above this little pond off the side of this stream we're walking. That's not a snake obviously, but it's definitely really, really cool to see. Fantastic. Definitely going to get my camera out for this. Unfortunately, the bitterly cold weather meant that this was all we saw at the high elevations. So the next morning we returned back to the town, met up with some friends and waited for the sun to come out. Got some interesting music playing in the background of this hike. Very touristy area as well, but the habitats were so cool with all these cast boulders everywhere. Limestone based hill here. Really, really cool. And it's like little patches of good forest as well, which is nice. I like. Look at this curious froglet that Palm found in the like park area of like 1 billion people around. We're not sure if it's Jangazalis or Hyla. I think personally it's Jangazalis. The other guys were saying Hyla. I think Hyla, you have to be a bit higher in elevation for them. It's pretty cool anyway. Oh yes, there we go. That's what we came here to see. I'm so happy. A Lafitania. Yes. Hello, baby. Hello. I'm so happy you're out today. I'm so happy. You're so chill as well. Look at you. Come on, be nice to me. Be nice. All right, here you can see this guy chilling here and get a proper look. Obviously, those in situ clips weren't super obvious, but you can see the first time we've ever shown this subspecies of a Lafitania on the channel. I've seen it once before, a long time ago in northern Thailand actually, a juvenile about just a few inches long, like a chopstick snake. But this one's a nice, considerably bigger individual. far from fully sized. They can get maybe double the size of this one to more than 2 meters, but it still looks absolutely fantastic here. It's got the full adult coloration, patterning, everything. And you can see it chilling in its limestone karst environment here, right outside Sapa town, which is cool. I mean, you can hear the music in the background. Such a touristy area, and yet these guys persist on here, which is good because the locals love to eat this species. It's one of their favorites to eat. And I'm surprised this guy didn't bite the hell out of me, because I thought he would have been traumatized, like a genetic legacy of trauma from encounters with people. But no, this one actually didn't try to bite at all. It's just chilling here, wiggling its tail, never opened its mouth once. Just a really, really awesome, beautiful snake. One of my favorite groups of snakes in Southeast Asia. These are Lafitania group. Like, I absolutely love them. This was such a huge target of mine. Something I really wanted to see out here, because I knew, even though they're rare across most of their range, this Xenodon subspecies, they're actually somewhat common around here in Sapa. And the first day of warm weather we've had in so long has brought out a good snake, and we're certainly happy to see that. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna release this guy now. Right where he was going. Hopefully no encounters with people. The snake is deceptively long, well over 1 meter.
That evening, we wanted to try the highlands, but it was still way too cold for snakes, despite there being no rain or fog this time. Therefore, we drove back to the town and decided to explore an area close to Sapa, where the temps were a lot warmer.
Same as northern Thailand, these guys are absolutely everywhere. Ooh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, you stay there. You stay there. Hey, I just turned up a snake. Just cruising along the edge of this stream was this Heious Chapaensis, which I was specifically walking in the stream because I felt like even in this cold weather, we'd have a chance of turning one of these guys up since they're very cold tolerant. And sure enough, we did. The reason I obviously was looking for this is it's because it's actually a really nice Heious. As they go, it's absolutely beautiful. Like, I really like the general color composition of this one, from the yellow spots on the neck and the white spots on the face, transitioning down to that like bright orange stripe towards the tail. And also I really like that this one has like the all black venter as well. I think it's quite a clean venter and a very nice, messily, noisy pattern snake overall. Especially there's some micro details on the head, which I don't know how well you can see. I hope you can see them here. Very, very nice overall. Of the kind of like not too interesting snakes in the area, I'm actually really happy to find it. I say not too interesting because, like, you know, they're not a showstopper, nothing crazy, nothing turbo rare, but certainly cool. Let's go. Hey, we got another snake tonight. It's Trimmersaurus Gumpre. We got 2 of these on one of the other nights, but they were way too high up. Fortunately, this one I could climb up and get to it. It's a nice big female, I think. Very large, definitely by far the largest of the species I've ever seen. I mean, I've only ever seen 3 before, well, 5, including the 2 we didn't catch. But this one's got a really big head. It's quite impressive, and I can see a tick crawling down its body, I think. So there's something. I'm gonna get it down into a better place because I can barely stand here. All right, I moved it out next to the stream now, and you can get a much better look than up at that precarious spot. This is just a very typical viper. These are insanely common in some parts of southern China. And in North Vietnam, no snake is, to be honest, insanely common. And snakes this week have certainly not been common whatsoever. So we're taking what we can get right now. And that's not too awful considering the standards. And this is a nice adult female here, very big head. Just all in all, just an impressive green bean. All right, Fung just found our 3rd species of the night. And it's a pretty little slug snake. Another Parius CF Hamptonite, I guess. This one's at a lot lower elevation than the other one that we found. But this is turning into, funnily enough, probably our best day of the trip. Just this short walk we did around the lowlands on the edge of town. And we're up to 3 species. If we can get 1 more tonight, I'll be extremely happy. Well, it's not another species, but it is another snake. There's the 3rd Gumpre of the night here. I only showed 1 of the other 2. This one's really, really low to the ground here. You see just ambushing, very picturesque spot above these rocks. And I'm gonna keep moving, try and squeeze 1 more snake out of this night, 1 more species rather.